Hi everybody. Just trying to adjust the angle here. It's really weird when you look at yourself when you're talking. Hi, my name is Kaiser-Berrett. LuLaRoe Kaiser-Berrett. I am a fashion consultant in waiting with LuLaRoe. So, I have decided that to pass my time and make the most out of my wait time, I need to keep myself busy. And I thought, and I was trying to think of different things to do, and as I was telling different people about LuLaRoe and what I was going to be doing, I found that there were a lot of people that didn't know anything about LuLaRoe. Like, somebody even asked me, what is it? What are you going to be selling? They didn't even know that it was clothes. So, step one, LuLaRoe is a clothing company. It's predominantly for women. However, we also do have things for men. We have things for children. And they're always coming out with different styles and trying to keep it fresh. So, don't let women's clothing line scare you. Comfortable, affordable, stylish women's clothing. You'll see everything from cupcakes to florals to plain black, and in all different styles. And we've pretty much got something for every body size. Sizes range from double extra small to triple extra large. And it's flattering on all body types. So it's something that, if you are, like, I am not the smallest person out there, but there is something for me to wear that's, also fashion forward and cute, while at the same time being comfortable and practical. I am a wife and a mom of a son, and, when you're out and about doing stuff, you don't need to be worrying about, am I comfortable? Is this, something that I can wear all day? But you don't always want to just wear jeans and a t-shirt, and sometimes jeans aren't comfortable. So, unaffordable. Prices range for the women's clothes from $25, and that's for our leggings. A lot of the shirts are $35, up to, skirts at $35, dresses, are, up to, $65, and then we've got a Sarah cardigan. It's a long cardigan, a duster cardigan that's $70, but that's a lot of cardigan for $70. So, affordable, comfortable women's clothing. So I sent in my paperwork. So, my contract, all my paperwork saying that this is what I want to do on March 3rd. My original onboarding, or the day that someone would call me from LuLaRoe, take my payment, and order my clothes, was originally going to be the end of May. They have increased how many people they onboard, or how many people they call. Sorry, it's called onboarding. They've increased that just last week to 150 people. When I first joined on, it was like 50 people a day. So it's moved along quite rapidly. But I would still safely say that if you are signing up, plan on a 2 to 3 month wait period, which at first scared me. In the end of 2015, there were 5,000 consultants. Then in January, they added another 2,500. And now there are 6,000 people in the queue, approximately. I do not know the true number. That's what we've been told. But that doesn't even include all the people that they've onboarded through February and March. So, the company is growing really, really rapidly, which I think is great. I think that makes it a wonderful time to join on because, you'll hear Deanne, who is our owner and founder, you'll hear her talk about things, and other consultants, that everything sells, and the clothes really do sell themselves, and different strokes for different folks. If you open it up and you don't like it and you think it's hideous, somebody's going to love it. You're going to make some woman's day, and that is totally true. I belong to a few different groups because I am an addict. That's actually kind of why I started to get into this, is that as I bought more, I discovered that it was good quality. It didn't fade, it didn't fray, it washed well, even though you do have to take care of it, but it washed really well. And, I was like, okay. But, it's great clothes. They really are great clothes. But, you hear, them saying, that different strokes for different folks. It is completely true. As I'm a member of, these few different groups, I've seen different periscopes. There are people that are like, sold. And I'm like, that is nothing that I would ever wear. And then there's something that I'm like, oh my gosh, sold. And then no one else comments. And you're like, why? Why don't you love this piece? So, I've experienced that firsthand. So, don't be afraid of things. Also, hear all these different facts and numbers that get thrown out there about different direct sell companies, whether it's Avon or Avocare. They have, a lot more consultants. But with more consultants comes more knowledge. But that's why I think this is a great time for joining LuLaRoe, like I said earlier, because there are people that are aware now of LuLaRoe. A lot of people have done this legwork for us. They've marketed the company well. They have, positioned us well. So that as we join on, yes, we have to wait a lot longer than some of those initial girls did. I mean, there are people that sent in their paperwork and 3 days later got their call, which sounds really exciting, and that's at first what I thought I wanted. And now as I'm a month into my wait, I am like, oh my goodness, I am so grateful and blessed to have had this wait, because it has allowed me to realize what I need, what I don't need. What I think I need, I can run it past my sponsor. Does this sound like something that, makes sense to you? I have a great sponsor. Her name is Sarah. She's actually the first person I ever bought a single piece of clothing from, which is not who your sponsor needs to be. Your sponsor can be somebody that you know, somebody that you don't know. I don't know my sponsor personally. She lives in Utah. I live in Ohio. But I just had a connection with her. I talked to her a few times over Facebook Messenger, and then I talked to her on the, over the phone. And what I thought was going to be like a 20-minute conversation, 2 hours later, I decided that she was going to be the right person for me. And that is super duper important. You want to like your sponsor. You want to like your upline, the people that are above you, because those are the ones that, yes, there are other people that can help and support you, but they are your primary go-to on a lot of things. And if you're not comfortable or you just don't jive, that doesn't make them a bad person. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that maybe your personalities aren't the best fit for each other. Having a great sponsor is definitely key, but don't be afraid to say that, if your best friend sells LuLaRoe, but you don't think that she would be the best fit for you to be a sponsor, don't feel bad about that. You've got to jive with a person. And the one thing that I like about LuLaRoe is that it's not a Ponzi scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme. Whew. It's not a pyramid scheme. I don't need to sign up X amount of people below me to make any money. And I will do a completely different periscope on the money piece, because I know that that's a big factor. And then I'll post that to my YouTube channel as well. But I thought that I would create the YouTube channel to put this out there for as to kind of follow me through my journey with LuLaRoe. And if you are interested in LuLaRoe and you want to talk to me, my information is down below. Or you don't need to talk to me. There are plenty of other people out there on YouTube. Google them. Find somebody that speaks to you. Find somebody that you have a connection with, because that is the most important thing. Find somebody that you think would, mesh with. It's got to be a perfect fit. And it won't always be perfect, because people are people. But, why I joined LuLaRoe. I love my job. I work full-time out of the home. I work, not out of my home, but like outside of the home. My husband also works full-time. We have a 7-year-old son. I want to find a company whose values align with mine, but also give me a little bit more freedom than I have right now. I have a great company right now, but I don't have a ton of freedom because I work somewhere else. So I'm working for them instead of them working for me, which you'll hear people from LuLaRoe say all the time. You don't work for LuLaRoe. Let LuLaRoe work for you. And that's hugely important to me. But one thing that, they say all the time is strengthening families and blessing lives. And that spoke to me. I wanted an extra business that was going to strengthen my family and, allow me to bless other people's lives. I love people. I love dealing with people, talking to people. People in general is kind of where I'm happy at. But the company just spoke so well to me. And also you'll hear them use the word team as an acronym a lot. Together everyone achieves more. And I believe in that. I believe in building people up. I believe in helping people out. There are a ton of consultants out there that are not my sponsor, because you have one sponsor, that have been super duper helpful. They hold Q&As. That's, they do things like this. And that's amazing. I'm a member of a sisterhood group that was created by somebody in the queue. And so there's people in the queue, there's people that are new consultants, and we all support each other. We throw questions out there, and we essentially spitball ideas. because sometimes you don't want to call your sponsor every 7 seconds, because as you wait in a queue for a few months, you start to overthink things. She's there to, rein me back in. That's my sponsor's job. She reins me back in. She does a phenomenal job at it too. She's amazing. But, together everyone achieves more is a saying that I truly believe in. I think that helping people is amazing. A culture of giving and helping women through giving. LuLaRoe supports fundraising and things like that you don't always see with companies. A sense of community and a sense of belonging. They always say that, yes, you are a part of your sponsor's team, but you're also a part of the LuLaRoe team overall. And that's awesome. What am I going to do in the meantime while I'm waiting? Because I probably have about another month before I get my phone call, my onboarding call. And then after that, I'll probably have about a week until my clothes show up on my front door. I'm talking to people. I am talking to consultants, other people in the queue. What do they do? What are their best practices? Learn from their mistakes. I've made a few mistakes. The first thing I did, I signed up, I sent in my paperwork, and then bam, I created a Facebook group that will have nothing going on it for 2 to 3 months. Now I've done other things to keep it interesting, but not overwhelming them, because I don't want them to get annoyed, but I also don't want them to get bored. So I found a balance, but I probably shouldn't have created that group so early. Whoops. And we move on. But I did create a Periscope account, and I've been watching other people's Periscopes, how they sell. Some people don't sell. Some, doing a few Periscopes while I still don't have a ton of followers to practice. Hopefully I'll have more followers one day. But I like that I don't have a ton of followers right now, because I've practiced with a few people that, that are a part of that sisterhood group. And then as I start to grow that, there'll be, other people in there as well. Obviously, hopefully some people that want to buy some stuff. But, watching other people's scopes, as we call them. Watching things that aren't LuLaRoe related at all. Listening to webinars. Anything that I can get my hands on. I've been learning. Reading. Webinars or podcasts are great because you can plug them in while you're driving. Also, starting to slowly build my supplies. And you'll see people that buy no supplies, all the way to people that create, turn their garage into their LuLaRoe room, painting walls, installing racks, the whole 9 yards. And there's nothing wrong with either one. Nothing wrong. It's got to be right for you. Has to be right for you. And don't ever feel like what you're doing is wrong. Another phrase that we use a lot at LuLaRoe is, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. Or don't compare yourself to anybody at all. Women, we do that all the time. We compare ourselves to everybody else. And I don't think it's just women. I think it's everybody. That's where the saying, keeping up with the Joneses, comes from. But I don't have enough money to make my garage a LuLaRoe room. And I want my garage for my cars. My husband and I have cars that need to be in that garage because they're not really nice. And protecting them from the weather is very important to us. But, I took something in the middle, using a guest room. And got a few things. I got some hangers. I got one double clothing rack that probably will never leave that room, but I got it from Bed Bath & Beyond at my sponsor's suggestion. She has singles and doubles, but I liked the double for me for now because it gave me more bang for my buck. And got some under the bed bins and a mannequin, and that's it. That's all I've done. As far as supplies go, I got a few more cute little display bins that were on super duper discount at Home Goods the other week, but that was it. I ordered my shipping supplies through USPS. They will give them to you for free. The priority flat bubble mailers, they come free. You can order them online. They show up at your doorstep. And I know for sure I'm going to use those for shipping. I haven't decided if I'm going to do flat rate or, first class shipping yet. So I haven't bought poly mailers yet. I don't know. I'll decide. I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll figure it out in a month after I have my clothes. I don't know. And that's okay. You don't need to know every answer right now. And I think that's sometimes where we all get into our own heads. We're like, I don't know the answer to this. I must not be doing something right. You gotta make it work for you, and again, make LuLaRoe work for you. If you ship everything priority, you ship everything priority. If you print out labels from your inkjet printer or your laser printer instead of buying a Dymo label printer, That's what you do. I've seen consultants that handwrite their labels. Okay, I have atrocious handwriting, and it would be bad. They would never get their stuff because the mailman would be like, I have no idea what this label says. Good luck. And I don't want to do that to somebody. But, you know, you got to do what's right for you. I also talked to our accountant. You know, what do I need to do? I got some organizational systems, which I'm also going to do a different one on how I'm going to organize my inventory and things like that, because I don't want this to go super duper long, because I think that people lose interest and are going to be like, stop, I don't want to listen to her babble on anymore. So, if you're interested on learning more about my LuLaRoe Journey, you can subscribe to my channel, or you can just search LuLaRoe Corinne Kaiser-Berrett and watch a few different videos. And if you're interested in talking to me personally, like more on a one-on-one basis, please feel free to reach out. My information is actually in my information on here, and it's also right here, which I'm assuming is going to be backwards for you. Sorry, I'm covering up my face, and I just realized how hideous my hands look. But yeah, that's my information. LuLaRoe Corinne Kaiser-Berrett is my Facebook group. LuLaRoe Corinne Kaiser-Berrett at gmail.com is my email, and that's just my Instagram information as well. But yeah, it's going to be a fun, long journey, and I'm going to do a few of these because I want to get used to talking to people and also talking about this company that I have truly fallen in love with. So I'm going to let y'all go for right now. Thank you so much, and have a great night.